As I mentioned in a previous video, some users are able to run commands as another user. This is done with a sudo command, and users capable of using it are specified in the etc groups file. Most commonly, the sudo command is used to execute a command using administrator or root privileges. In this case, we only need to provide the command to execute as an argument to sudo. Let's look at an example. When we were looking at the etc password file, I said that passwords are now stored in a shadow password file. That file is etc shadow. If we look at the long listing of the file, we see that it is owned by root. If we try to access it using a normal account like Bob, we get a permission denied error. To look at the file, we need to have root level access. To do this, we use sudo. Notice that it asked for Bob's password to ensure that it was really Bob that is wanting to do this. Once we provide the password, we execute the cat command as root and then go back to normal permissions for Bob. The sudo command only works for the one command provided. If Bob wants to run a command as Sally, he would specify you and her username. For example, Bob can't read the sample.txt file in Sally's home directory. As you can see, only Sally has permission to read the file. To read it, Bob will need to run the cat command using Sally's permissions, like this. Remember that only that one command was executed as Sally. Once it is finished, Bob reverts back to his normal permissions. If we wanted to change to a different user for multiple commands, we could use the su command. Let's see an example where we change to be Sally. As you can see from the prompt, we are now acting as Sally on the system. Be careful using this command, especially as root, since you can forget which user you are currently acting as in the system. While this course isn't focused on administrating Linux, there is one important point to be made. It is a best practice to perform your normal day-to-day activities as a normal user and only elevate your privileges to root using sudo when needed. It provides better security and can prevent mistakes from becoming big problems.